So Poland has celebrated a huge victory recently. A visit in America. Polish President Karol Nowrocki, he went to see President Donald Trump one-on-one just a couple of days ago. And it has been celebrated, right, all over the internet in Poland and elsewhere. And I agree, it's a huge success. I've never seen anything like it. I think the Polish president right now is the best, the most promising candidate since I'm alive. It's been a few decades, right? Poland has never had a president this strong and competent, I would imagine, right? You can see the way he speaks, the way he moves. It's a huge victory for Poland. Only 1 month after taking the office of President of Poland, he was invited to America on one-on-one with President Trump, and the conversation was absolutely amazing, right? You can see it on the internet, the body language, the atmosphere, everything was great. And I think Poles should celebrate this rightfully. Now, I've got two problems, and I don't see anybody talking about this, and for me it's kind of obvious. And again, it's going to trigger many Poles, I suppose. They're going to call me, oh yeah, how dare you, why are you talking about our president? I'm not, okay? I celebrate. I say what I just said. It's amazing victory for Poland. Well done, Poland and Polish people. But please do not lose focus, and do not get distracted from what is really happening across in Europe. So, first of all, the Polish president had a very low bar. Bar was very low for the last 35 years. I mean, every single Polish president for the last 3-4 decades was an absolute disaster. I don't think I can talk about. I don't want to call the names to anyone. I don't want to say anything illegal, but it was absolute disaster for the country, for the people. So, because the bar was so low, when you put somebody who's strong character, who's not afraid, which is like, that would be a bare minimum expecting from the country leader, right? For somebody who wants to lead a country. If you put somebody like this in front of people are just losing their minds because they are just so locked into that person. But that is a danger. You have to be able to look from the perspective and be able to judge the person over the longer term, not to be tricked by the immediate appearance, right? That can be. I'm not saying it is, but it can be a trickery. But that is the small problem. Okay, the bar was very low. Here comes the guy who should be like, that should be a common sense, a bare minimum to be a leader of any country. He comes in, he does that, and everybody's losing their minds. Okay, I get it. And again, he's a great man. I'm sure he's a great man. Well done, Poland. But the problem comes now, right? You see, if we know anything about Donald Trump in America, is that they do not do anything for free, right? I mean, we've seen it over the last 6 months, right? All the shows in the White House in America, like all the tariffs, all the screaming at people, Zelensky, Modi, Xi Jinping, Putin, all of it. It's like there's nothing for free. Trump is a extreme businessman. He does transactions. This is what I want from you. This is what you get in return. Or if you want something from us, this is the price. Now, what is the price? This is a question nobody's asked. What is the price of having that meeting with Donald Trump a couple of days ago for Poland? What was decided and talked about behind the closed door? Because if people think, oh well, Poland's gonna buy more weapons, or Poland's gonna buy, fighter jets or tanks or something like this. No, you're missing the point. This already been decided before the visit in Washington. And anything else, as Poland usually would go on their bending a little bit too much to America and saying, hey, of course we're going to spend more. That could have been done through phone call, basically, right? You don't need to go to America as a Polish president to say, hey, we're going to buy more fighter jets from you. Say, done deal, just call me and you're going to get it done, right? And if you have a president of America saying, hey, we can send more troops if you want to, which is not legally binding yet, but that's a good sign. I'm asking the question, it's like, what is the price that Poland will have to pay for it? I I'm sorry, but, and again, this is just me. If it triggers you, I'm sorry, but I like to see, I just see the things from distance, right? I want to see perspective. I don't want to be just emotionally like, oh my God, yeah, triggered person's like, yeah, this is amazing. And I say, oh no, this is like, I try to be emotionally stable and see for how the things really are. And if we know, and anything about American President Trump and America under President Trump is there is a transaction going on somewhere. It's not about buying more weapons. It's not about prestige or anything, right? It's like what America is going to get from us, from Poland, in return to have this amazing meeting in the White House, because that is the price. There's a price for it. I refuse to hear people telling me, well, it's because Poland is the most important NATO allies and on the NATO flank or something. Like, no, it's not. I refuse to believe that President Trump, with no interest, would choose Poland over, I don't know, Modi, right? What is it, Prime Minister? Yeah, Prime Minister of India. Like, President Trump was willing to put tariffs of India, which many commentators say, like, it backfired big time, because now it pushed India towards China, which was a big no-no. So he was willing to do it, risk a relationship with India for tariffs, but now we're going to say he's just good-hearted man to go with Poland just to show Poles unity or something. Like, no. And if you know anything about business, politics, or real life, or if you're old enough, you understand there's something more somewhere there, and we're not being told about this. And if we are not being told about this, that means it's probably not something people would want to hear about. Do you see what I'm saying? I would really appreciate if there's anyone with like big audience in Poland who would ask the question, and then the president would answer it from the beginning to the end. Because coincidentally, around the same time when it's all happening, we have this coalition of the willing discussing literally day after in Paris about the guarantees for Ukraine, right? And they agreed there is a plan to send troops. There is 30 or 40,000 troops going to be sent. 30 countries or 26 countries agreed to offer some sort of guarantees. Apparently Poland has said clearly they're not going to send troops. So forgive me if I'm a bit, thinking over too much maybe, but I do not believe a coincidence like this, okay? There's no coincidence that the president of Poland going to see President America in the White House on one-on-one. The meeting goes amazing as I can't remember any other meeting recently with any other world leaders, Japan, India, all the powers. They were not treated as well as Poland. Then we've been given all whatever we want as a Poland, right? Including sending more American troops to Poland for nothing. And at the same time, we have a coalition of the willing agreeing to send troops to Ukraine to secure peace, which at the same time, Russia is saying there will be no peace and there will be the troops will not be allowed. The outside troops, international troops will not be allowed in Ukraine, and that's a red line. Again, you cannot look at all of these points separately. This is not a coincidence. These things are all happening around the same time. Do not believe in politicians to what they say to cameras, and I'm not talking about Polish president. I trust him. I suppose he's a decent man. I hope he is. We will see. Well, nobody knows him. He's been nowhere. Like we don't know anything about him. So, he has to prove himself. But knowing about other leaders, UK, France, Europeans, that there's something more to it. And 26 countries giving guarantees. Did you know there's Japan giving guarantees? What they're going to do is we sign up here. We're sitting in Japan about peace in Ukraine. We're going to send something. And it's job's done. But it's Poland who has got border with Ukraine. It's Poland who needs to allow those troops to get through in order for them to get into Ukraine. Okay, and maybe Romania. What is the price? This is the question nobody's asked. I haven't seen anyone asking it. What is the price Polish government, Polish president, agreed to pay to Donald Trump in return for all he has been promised, including the meeting in the White House? The meeting itself is the show around it, you have to understand, the show around it, the PR, is as important as whatever any other guarantees comes with it, or sending troops, because now the whole world is looking at it and saying, oh my God, look at Poland. They know how to deal with Trump. They know how to do it. But Trump is not an idiot. But far from. He's a businessman, extreme businessman, too extreme for me even. But that's the way he is. Transaction. What's in there for him? Let me know if you know. Let me know. Let me know if you think there is something to it, because I think there is more to it, and we're not being told the whole truth. There's more to this picture, and we will find out sooner or later. But if they don't want to talk about this, there's nothing to talk about. That means we're not going to like it, most likely. Let me know. If you like this video, please leave a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. Let me know in the comments what do you think is going to happen. What is the price for Poland to get all this help from Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump wants to be paid. Always. Have a great day. Cheers.